Hey everybody, I am Blind Ryan and we are on episode 25 of Final Fantasy XIV Described for the Blind, and we are doing rogue quests. And I did my Sims 2 today. The wife is still busy baking, so I decided I would do my one of my quests today. So we're done with Conjurer, Archer, and Lancer. We're done with Arcanist and Marauder. Now we're going to do Rogue. So we go from the Aethernet down to the Fisherman's Guild. It is nighttime. We've got our toad leather armor on. And a steel salet. So at least we get a hat. Cap. A helmet. If you will. Enter the Rogues Guild. And so we will talk to Jack. Jack appears eager to give you your first assignment. Ho there, Burkai. I must say, you're looking comfortable enough with those stabbers of yours. I reckon you're good and ready for your first assignment. Ordinarily, I'd stow me woods and let you get on with your work, but seeing as we only just dragged you into the shadows, there might be a couple of things what you ain't familiar with. Let's build on what you likely do know, and that's the fact that the Admiral, God bless her soul, has outlawed piracy in Limsa. So why do you think there's still so many sodden pirates in this town? I'll tell you why. It's because there's still one way for them to loot and pillage without incurring the wrath of the law. All you need to do is apply to serve the thalassocracy as a certified privateer. A captain with a privateer's license is free to terrorize the seas till the all goats come home, as long as he only targets vessels that belong to the Garlean Empire. Of course, considering how bloody vast the Empire is, that's plenty of looting to go around. Crews fill their holds with Imperial plunder and sail back here to Limsa to offload the spoils, and that's where this particular case went sour. See, this one crew got their fanbles on a Magitech device, a firing mechanism to be precise, but was rooked out of their hull by some heavy-handed coves. If you'll recall, that don't sit well with the code. If you're bold enough to rook a pirate out of his due, then you'd best be prepared for a visit from the rogues. Somebody came in. Ah, speaking of visiting rogues, underfoot, over here, lad. Ah, it's a Lalfell, of course. I want the pair of you working together on this. Pass sentence on them code-defined rooks and bite back that Magitech part. The Lalfell looks surprised. Hey, what's the cult need me for? This Lalfell dude has got fucking bandages over his chest. Or maybe it's a girl. Paramu Haramu. No, that's a dude's name. And he's got arm tattoos all the way down his side of his ribs too. Damn, and he is tan and white-haired. You're in charge of new recruits, ain't you? It's Burkai's first assignment. You're to go along and give him the benefit of your wisdom. Since when was I in charge of new? Ah, bugger it. So I guess we're to be partners for now. The name is Paramu Haramu, but most of me fellows call me Underfoot. You might seem a touch reluctant, but Paramu is one of our best. You just do as he says and you'll get the job done. That is a fucking gear look, though. Jesus. Alright then, me young rogue, seeing as this is your first official out, and I want you to be sure your dance steps are up to the task. For them short blades, you need to get good and close to your mark, aye, but we ain't bleeding swaths in shining armor, and the lighter kit we wear ain't much protection from a click to the gam. So if you don't fancy spitting blood and teeth, your best defense is simply not being there when your mark winds up to land a nasty clout. Sliding around to a flank usually does the trick, but there's some rum fun every rogue should master, the Shade Shift. Clear your mind and trust your speed, and you can leave an axe-wielding brute or spell-flinging mage chasing your shadow while you bury your stabbers in his guts. Right, now it's time you put the lesson into practice against some of these Aurelia out in Laurel and Oscar. I hope you was paying attention, lad, because them tentacles can pack a wallop. Enjoy. Shade Shift is Alt 3. Create shadows that nullify damage up to 20% of your maximum HP. Oh, cool. Oof, that cooldown, though. Them level 5 quests. Am I right? Lower Lenoska. Pull out the stabbers, because we're going stabbing. Across the creek. Oh, that's what I got confused. The rogue also has the uppercut. Son of a bitch, that's annoying. They really do need to redo the Lancer job, because the Lancer job might as well just be a rogue. A less interesting rogue. So back we go to the Rogues Guild. That Rouget's Guild. So now we go across the docks. And in we go. Done with your practice then? The sting of them tentacle buggers will soon teach you to stay on your toes, eh? Ahem, now we got your blood rushing, I say it's time to go down to work. First things first, we need to track down the metal coves that rooked that Magitech gadget. Might be as one of our rogues has heard something. The guild thrives on information, you see, and we've agents scattered far and wide with their glazes keen and their wattles to the ground. Let's pay us a visit to Etolwan at the Drowning Wench. Ask her for a weak ale and see what that gets you. I'm not setting you up for a laugh, lad, trust me. And off he fucks. I love how one of the rogues is wearing an apron. She looks like a server in the Bismarck. Ugh. There's a fucking Lalafell named Wi-Fi. That's amazing. Perimu is already there. Welcome to the Drowning Wench. What's your pleasure, sir? A weak ale. Never in all my days. We made sure from cheap grog in the wench, but not that was watered down. If our usual ale is too bold for your taste, mayhaps you'd like to order from the underground menu. Aye, there's quite a lot on offer with a customer with your roguish charms. Was there something in particular I could help you with? Ah, the trouble over that Magitech loot. 'Twas not a subtle job. The gang in question is an unusual group of former pirates calling themselves the Dainty Demolishers. They seem to be enamored of court dandy mannerisms and have a preference for stealing Garlean machinery. They're also known for conspiring with goblins. Rumor says that the Demolishers visit a beastman camp in Middle Lonoska to fence their goods. Those goods generally take the form of Imperial technology. I expect the goblins were rather pleased to take possession of a Mark... What is that? 42nd anti-aircraft firing mechanism. If you mean to steal the device back, your trail leads to the Goblin camp in Summerford. Summerford, eh? Well, on your way, lad. Meet me across the river from the camp and we'll plan our next move. So Etolwan has pink hair and is a kitty, of course. So now we go out to Middle Lonoska. And off we fuck. Get your noggin down, Burkai. I've been snilching the action across the way there. No sign of the demolishers, but I did see one of them gambler coves stuffing a Garlean gadget into his backpack. I know a toll one would steer us all right. This is your chance, lad. Clout that gambler gobby and grabble that device. I've lost track of which gob it was, but I'm thinking it's that sod on the left. Just make sure you dance away from any bomb blast. Twisting and dodging in the middle of a fireball might not save you from getting your eyebrows singed off. I do not have eyebrows. Oh wait, yeah I do. Firing mechanism 43. That's the way, lad. That was not for me to do, but sit on me daddles and watch. So you got the goods then? Developed in the 43rd year of the first Garlean Emperor's reign, this trigger device works with all the Imperial Mark 43 anti-aircraft cannons. Aye, this is the device, and no mistaken. Let's get back to the guild, eh? We still owe them demolisher bastards a million, but they'll keep for now. Here, you should be the one to deliver the prize to Jack. It was your hand who snatched it out of the goblin's paws, after all. And off he fucks. Captain, I say, some fiend has perpetrated violence upon our goblin colleagues whilst we sought but to wet our throats with fine libations. This will not stand, Captain. Our finely filched loot has been pilfered from under our noses. Blast and bother, my blood boils and bubbles at the temerity of this affront. I gotta give them credit, they do the voices good. So they're blue, they're wearing powder blue. And the captain has a white beard, no tash. He's got shaved sides and poofy up hair. He's Rogadin, and then he's got two humans. I know not the identity of these audacious buffoons, but they shall be made to pay, and pay dearly, with me, my fine fellows. Huzzah! They're all marauders, Christ. Oh, yeah. I need to pop over to Hawker's Alley real quick. I got some shit to heal. Fisherman's Gold. Excuse me. There we are. You managed to grapple that firing mechanism, Liet Burkai? Oh, it's a kitty with the same outfit. A kitty girl with the same outfit. Ah, still in one piece, too. Underfoot claps. You've done well for your first assignment, lad. It don't look like much, but that crew put their lives on the line to employ this here bauble. They'll be pleased to see it snatched back from the ruffians. Nod. We've yet to do for the dainty demolishers, Jack. That job ain't over. You're right, Underfoot. It ain't. You break the code, you face the consequences. Oh-ho! This is not at all what I expected from the inside of a convent. Oh, it's the demolishers. And who might you be, sirs? Ha ha ha, your ignorance is understandable. After all, our schemes are always perfect, our heists impeccable. Shall I reveal our infamous name and drink in your delicious terror? Oh, he's got pink highlighted hair. We are deadly, dastardly, and dictionally devilish. Quail before the dainty demolishers. Strikes a pose. Underfoot's surprised. Captain, Captain, I say, there's the cad who misappropriated our merchandise. He's staring at him, just utterly unimpressed. I concur, he's the selfsame simpleton whom we trailed unnoticed to this very establishment. Surprise, surprise. Now, my dear dandies, let us not be unpleasant. We should endeavor to resolve this distastefulness without resorting to insults or other less diplomatic methods, at least not yet. You there, yes, the clean-cheeked errand boy. Be a good fellow and fetch me your superior. One of your colleagues has committed a terrible crime against us, and we shall not be leaving until the proper restitution has been paid. Ouch, he said that to Jack. Oh, an errand boy now, am I? And Underfoot laughs. Tell me, Captain, just what kind of place do you think this is, then? This place? Why, I suppose it is some manner of convent. The one-eyed doorman named it the Dutiful Sisters of the Edelweiss or some such. And you've yet to realize your mistake? Your fate was sealed the moment you dragged your sorry quarren across the threshold. Are you threatening me, boy? I'll have my fellows cut out that impudent tongue. We've exhausted our reserves of dainty today, lad. Show these fraudulent sisters how the demolishers deal with upstarts. They draw weapons. You still don't understand, do you? Red-haired rogue. Oh, she's wearing the same outfit that Jack is, and she's got, Oh, I see. So she's wearing the same outfit as the Lalafell, except it looks a lot different on a female Makode as compared to a male, Lalafell. There are but 3 sorts of coals that the doorman will let pass. Clients, recruits... God spit. I'll kill you all. Didn't your mom teach you not to interrupt the lady when she's talking? Fucking Underfoot threw a knife into his chest. You'd have learned the 3rd sort of call is the bollocks for Brain Mark, what marches himself right into the rogue's den. Rogues, but we were so careful. I'd heard tales in my pirate days, stories of the merciless wraiths who uphold the code. They weren't called rogues back then, though. The upright thieves they were, the knives in the shadows. You can't be them, you're just trying to scare me. Well, the captain of the Dainty Demolishers is not so easily cowed. Oh, he's got fucking pink face paint on, too. To the hells with your deception. Huzzah, huzzah for my fallen comrades. Jack dodges, Jack strikes, Jack kicks, and the captain falls down. Deceptions, aye. Anyone you meet could be a rogue captain, even a clean-cheeked errand boy. He's still breathing. Find some rope and string him up someplace in town. And now the job's done. Quite an introduction you had there, eh? Grin. Welcome to Olympus Elements's ever-churning underbelly, where the thieves shed their skins and becomes rogues. Although the rest of them just did not move, could not have cared less. I'm not much for discussing the old days, but since it's come up, I might as well clear up the confusion. It was back when piracy was at its peak. The coves what protected the code were Dimber Dambers, the best lads and lasses to be had from among the pirate crews. They bit back the goods what were wrongly bitten, and came for the guilty under cover of Darkmans. Upright thief became the title for these coves what dealt in sanctioned stealing and milling. But it was only those as had cut all ties with the buccaneer's life that was accepted into the rank, conflicting loyalties and all that. They formed their own guild and even their own way of speaking, and what was once pirates were pirates no more. Later on, when Merlin took the admiral's chair, the upright thieves agreed to abide by our laws. We became the Rogues Guild to mark the change and alter our recruitment policy to accept venturers like yourself. But although the title is different, the job remains the same. Uphold the code and preserve the underground society what spawned us. Just as you've done with this assignment. Keep up the good work, Berkai, and you'll go far in the shadows. Alright. Jack has another assignment for you. A fine morning to you, Berkai. And a fine morning it is for a spot of work, wouldn't you agree? Nod. This time round, seems some eager buccaneers scampered aboard a local merchantman and made off with a shipment of muskets. Now, seeing as it ain't lawful to cloy from a Lominsan vessel to begin with, the Yellowjackets fell upon them daft coves before their boots were even dry. They caught the pirates right there on the docks, but the stolen boomsticks were nowhere to be found, fenced in a longboat deal, I'm thinking. That's when our guild was officially contracted to retrieve the goods, which weren't really needful since the code would have had us on the job anyway. You don't bite the purses of your fellow Lominsans and all that. So this is your assignment, me natty lad. Find out where them weapons went and bite the shipment back. Seeing as the cutters that has hit the merchantmen are already rotten in irons, you needn't rush in with your stabbers and stab it. I want this job handled quick and quiet, and I have a perfect partner to show you how it's done. Ah, it's the kitty girl. Here's Vikeb the Stray. Ain't no other rogue who can match her in the arts of skulking. A pleasure. There's some problem, Vikeb? You seem a bit out of sorts. I'm bloody starving. I had one of them finger sandwiches set aside. You know, those egg-filled tasties they make at the Bismarck? When I got back from my work, it was bloody gone. Uh-oh, that was Vikeb's. I thought it was Underfoot's. Anyway, you just head out on the job, and I'll see if I can't turn up that missing sandwich by the time you return. Alright, Jack. Oh, and one more little detail you should know. Them muskets were meant for the Yellowjackets' armory, so once all is bob, you can hand the goods to one of their culls directly. I'm beginning to wonder if that Underfoot was a female. Anyway, we can start whenever you're ready, Berkai. I've had a colleague keeping a waddle out for aught that might help us, so I suggest you have a few wids with her first. You'll find her at the Highland. Eileen, posing as a fishmonger. Where? Oh, there. Where we buy our fish. Ugh. It's almost daytime. There's our fishmonger. It's a human girl. Hello there, sir. We've carp and trout, lobster and shrimp, but I hear tell you've been looking for a special breed of fish. The long, shiny kind looks bark will put a bloke on its ass. We don't sell that kind here, but you might try them foreign merchants. What was they called again? Ah, the Traders of Edge. They're all from the South Sea Isles and are all known for dealing in all kinds of nasty spitters and cutters. I should warn you, them folks ain't one for questioning the source of their merchandise. In fact, they seem more than happy to pay for goods what came from below deck, so to speak. But if you're still keen to get your hands on the more fish, you'd best hurry. The edge merchants from visiting Limsa is looking to load up and leave before long. Just how he means to transport his goods remains a mystery, though. What with all the iron blades he's got nursing his operation, it makes it hard for a girl to get close enough to eyeball the competition, it does. I'll be sure to keep an eye peeled for on your behalf, but it might as be you can learn a little more from the folk around town. Fuck these accents! Oi, oi, oi! Hey, it's a Bekeb. Traders of Edge, eh? Now, if one of them merchants been staying in the city, then someone will know something to point us in the right direction. The trick is to listen without being seen. You'd be surprised how coals will cackle when they think no one else is about. We'll focus on places that see plenty of traffic. You can have the Bismarck, the Ferry Docks, and the East Hawker's Alley. I'll try me luck at a few other spots, then meet you in front of the guild when I'm done. Remember, keep hidden, keep quiet, and keep your wattles open. What is with this weird diction? I don't like it. Makes it a bitch to read out. And if I sound mumble-mouthed, it's because they are mumble-texted. I'm trying to keep it in keeping with the locale, I guess you'd say. You shitting me? Alright, let's go in. Diving Dove appears distressed over some matter. Approach her while cloaked by your hide and attempt to eavesdrop on her grumbling. Diving Dove is grumbling in discontent. Ugh, the sneer on that customer's face. Does he think I can command the skillet to cook more swiftly just to meet his pressing departure schedule? I don't know how things are done in the South Sea, but here in Limsa, folk appreciate that fine cuisine cannot be rushed. Come now, Dove, you must not speak ill of the patrons. Now, what was next on my list? Ah, another finger sandwich for the dutiful sisters. Someone there must be rather fond of eggs. Ferry Docks. Where is it? There it is. The East Hawker's Alley. Geralt is speaking in a low but lively tone to a nearby customer. Approach him without... Whoa, it's a lizard man! Geralt is hawking his wares to a customer. You have quite an eye for quality, sir. We have a splendid range of produce from every corner of Eorzea, but one simply cannot visit Limsa Lominsa without sampling some of the local specialities. Would you care for some freshly squeezed Lanascan orange juice, or perhaps our famed salt cod is more to your taste? Geralt continues to espouse the virtues of his merchandise, but his impassioned urgings appear to have little relevance to your assignment. Oh, it's gotta be the ferry skipper. Yep. He's mumbling anxiously to himself. Curse my sense of duty. Would that I had stayed at the wench for that extra pint instead of returning early. I didn't ask to see anyone being bribed, and certainly not my relief pilot. I wonder what that merchant was about. Smuggling, most likely. Should I report this to the Yellow Jackets? But what if I'm being watched? I could end up face down in the harbor. Yes, you could. Welcome back, Berkai. I hope your skulking went well. You might be an angel of death with the daggers cult, but any rogue what shuns the shadows is headed for an early grave. A sneaky cove can nose about without risking a scrap or slip himself into the best position to ambush a mark. Once they've seen you, though, your rum fun is done. Hiding is part concealment and part distraction. You won't be disappearing on a cove that already knows you're there. Alright, I'm done prattling. What'd you manage to learn about our musket-buying merchant friend? Slipping coin to a ferry pilot, was he? And by what you heard from the chef of the Bismarck, this trader means to hop the twig and soon. That matches with me own findings. He's vacated his rooms at the inn and paid his dues in full. Being a merchant, we can be sure he won't be leaving without his merchandise, so here's the plan. We wait for him to stack his goods on the pier, and you ghost in and grabble them firearms. I'm hoping we can get the job done quiet and under cover of darkness, but it never hurts to be prepared for the worst. Sounds like he's got a small army of sellswords on the payroll. I'll send word to the Yellow Jackets and have them post a coal near Rocco's Alley. That way you won't have far to bolt once you've bitten the goods. The mark should be along any moment, Burkai. Have you got your Skulton boots on? Yes. Yes, I do. Where the fuck are we supposed to go? Spotted the mark at the end of the pier. Oh, there they are. So we're going by all these hired axes. And the merchant's a little Lullafell, of course. So we've got the guns. But, alarm, alarm! You're not supposed to be here. I thought I ordered my hirelings to keep this jetty clear. 1, 2, 3, there's one missing. My crate of muskets, it's gone! You blue-haired bitch. Ah, we got a smile. Thief, stop him, you useless sluggards. What am I paying you for? So he's got blue-greenish hair and a yellow shirt. A yellow long-sleeved shirt with a decorative thing on. He kind of looks like Charlie Brown with hair. So there come the coals. 1 axe and 2 bows. Yeah, we're killing these guys first. Here we go, no more archers. Thieves, scoundrel, a bonus to the one who brings me their heads. Hey. Oh, it's a puncher. A Lullafell puncher. That's cute. And get them goods to the Yellow Jackets. I'll leave these coals on a merry chase. Rocco's Alley, didn't you say? Yeah. So we'll just sneak right by him. We don't need to fight when we can run. We'll do sprint sneak. Oh, fighting through that would suck. There we go. And there's the handoff. Hi, these are our stolen muskets. The quartermaster will be pleased. Boom. And then we pop down to the Fisherman's Guild again, and back we go. Turned hairy, didn't it, Colt? Once you've reached the Yellow Jacket, though, the merchant called off his blades. Wise enough to cut his losses, I'll give him that. I'd say we're done here. Let's head inside and tell Jack the good news. I heard the sounds of fighting coming from outside, and now I've whittled the cause of it. I thought we were aiming for subtle on this job. That many swads was there, but you got the Yellow Jackets what they wanted, so all's well that ends well, eh? You're on your way to becoming a first-class rogue, Burkai. Aye, the job didn't unfold exactly as planned, but do you see the value of keeping out of sight? Skulking might seem slow, but it can save you time and a fair amount of bleeding in the long run. Ah, speaking of unexpected developments, I have a bit of bad news for you, Vicab. I searched high and low, but it seems some unprincipled cove has yaffled your sandwich. There are naught but crumbs to be found. No, my sandwich, it was a Bismarck special. She has purple eyes. Do you know how much I was looking forward to that meal? My belly's almost ready to cave in on itself. 'Tis a tragedy of the highest order, love, and you know I can't bear to see me rogues in such distress. So I gave Underfoot a special assignment. He should be back any moment now. With a freshly made Bismarck special finger sandwich. You did that for me? You're not japing with me, are you, Jake? This ain't no japing matter. 'Tis a guildmaster's responsibility to see that all his coves and morts are at their best for the job. Ah, Jack, there you are. I got that sandwich you ordered. And didn't the chef give me a waddleful when I said we was in a hurry? Maybe next time you can think twice before you yaffle a fellow rogue said... Oh, bollocks. Gee, Angor. Jack, did you eat my supper? The fucking Underfoot is freaking out. Now, lass, let's not be hasty. There's a fresh new sandwich right here for you. No harm done, eh? You cloyed something what belonged to me, Jack, and I can't ignore the code. Aye, the code. We mustn't ignore the code. You're having a laugh now, aren't you, lass? Lass? It did a black screen. Did she string him? She strung him. She strung him way up there. That might be the swiftest string up I've ever seen. She strung him way, way the fuck up there. He's like 30, 40 feet in the air. You can barely see him. A punishment to fit the crime. Take a good long look, Burkai. The code exists to preserve peace in Limsa, to keep the alleys from running red with blood. This city's me home, and I'll draw daggers on any cove fool enough to threaten that peace. A pointed lesson. Let's head inside, eh? Your sandwich will get cold. Hey, do you mean to leave me here all night? At least give me a grand view of the harbor. God's pissed these ropes are tight. And now we find ourselves indebted to the Rogues Guild. The Rogues Guild. It's a Lalafell yellow jacket with the same color hair as that fucking merchant. The impropriety of it all. Would that I could see them occupying a cell next to those thieving pirates. But it didn't show her face. Just her long light blue-green hair, her yellow jacket, which wasn't the same yellow jacket as the other ones, and a pink pair of pants. Ow, them ropes will leave chafe marks for a bleeding week. I may have wriggled myself free, but that's the last time I let my belly do the thinking. And just think, Viceb strung me up over an egg sandwich. Those coves well and truly stomp on the code to get it far worse. Keep up your training, lad, and you'll soon be handing out rogue justice yourself. So there's that one. Hey, throwing daggers. Ah, Burkai, just the cove I was hoping to see. We have some nasty trouble brewing. The client's on his way, so sit tight and pay attention. I'm calling Underfoot and Australian on this as well. It'll be the right little rogue family reunion. Goodness. So there they all are. Jack, the client's arrived. Oh, you really are that. The client is a red-coated soldier, I guess. Our guest here has come from Maelstrom Command. Ah, Maelstrom Red. With confidential orders direct from the Admiral herself, so you know this won't be a simple job. I'm afraid your guildmaster speaks truly. 'Twas several days ago when an emaciated man stumbled into one of our camps seeking aid. Oh, he's got light hair. Upon questioning the poor fellow, we discovered he had narrowly escaped a life of slavery. He claimed the pirates had raided his village, abducting him and many others to sell on a black market auction block. We dispatched a patrol to confirm the tale and found the village almost completely destroyed. 'Twas a meager settlement without so much as a guardhouse. Thus did its unkind fate escape our notice until now. You'd think those pirates had never even heard of the code. Pillaging honest culls and dipping their wicks in the slave trade, they're headed the right way for a good stabbing. Aye, though it ain't set down in so many woods, the code's notoriously unforgiving as those who raise weapon against the weak. After all, the first pirates in these parts were culls what were fleeing oppression in the northern seas. Ignore your history and you risk becoming what it was you hated most. So you've remarked for us then? That we do. From the descriptions given to us by the escaped villagers, we've determined that these lawbreakers are members of the Jolly Merchants, a pirate crew in possession of an official privateering license. 'Twould appear, however, that privateering has been naught but a screen behind which to hide their other illicit activities. One can only imagine how many other Lamensan citizens have fallen prey to these wicked slavers. And we've let it happen right under our very noses. Naturally, the Admiral desires a swift resolution to this ignominy, but merely tracking down those poor souls who have already been sold is proving heavily taxing to our allocated resources. We could throw more soldiers at the problem, but that runs the risk of drawing the small folks' attention and inciting undue panic. Thus do we come to the Rogues Guild for help. We ask that you eliminate the Jolly Merchants and liberate the villagers presently in their custody, and you do so with the utmost discretion. Consider it done. When those nasty coves will feel our short blades pricking into their backs, they'll enjoy but a brief moment of regret before the code is rightfully enforced. Alright, let's get to work. I'll be going after the Jolly Merchants myself. Underfoot, Vakeb, you two lend your skills to Maelstrom's investigation and see what you can whittle about the culls what have already been sold. Rakai, you're coming with me. I think you're ready for the next step of your education. Nod. Shall we get after those slaving cutthroats, then? Our client tells me the Jolly Merchantmen set sail from Aleport a few bells ago. Oh, aye, they may even board an Imperial ship or two. But that's just some mummery they're putting on to amuse the Admiral's swads. I reckon the rest of the crew be back on land, looking to snap the shackles on a fresh herd at Chattel. And just to prove my theory right, one of them jolly bastards got himself spotted creeping about the Ruffmans in Lower Lanoska. There's a bean cove over at the Morby dry box by the name of Swarsnant, who will likely know the full story. He's more of a shipwright than a rogue these days, but he keeps his blazers keen for the guild. Head over and have yourself a prattle, and I'll join you soon, like. Fucking Christ, these damn... I know the wife likes these guys, and I guess they're okay, but fuck the way they talk, man. That shit is a bitch to read out, and Lamensan... The Lamensan dialect is already mush-mouthy. That being said, as much as they like freedom, I really do like them. I just don't like their accent. Morby. And while that's going on, oh man, what do we have here? Oh, fuck, this thing is taking forever. Christ. Alright. Oh, he's over there. Cool. Who is this person I'm supposed to talk to? Oh, it's this guy. He's just a manual laborer. Apron, no shirt, bandana, goggles, light hair, Rogadin. I know what you are. What can old Swarson do for you? Hunting down jolly merchant slavers. Ah, well, that explains a few things. I was keeping an eye on the bustle about the dry docks, you see, when I spied an odd trio off in the distance. This rough-looking sod, one of your pirates, I'd wager, was prodding along another bloke, and this poor skinny lass. I've seen whipped curs less miserable than the two being herded. Last I saw, they were headed south. If what you're saying about this slavery business is true, then that jolly merchant's not going to walk his charges all the way to the market. No, he likely has a boat waiting for him. And if I were a slaver headed south, my vessel would be hidden somewhere along the salt strand. That doesn't leave you much time. You said Jack was on his way, yes? You'd best go on ahead, and I'll point him in the right direction when he gets here. Stupid lungs. I could have just fucking teleported. Don't I feel foolish? Excuse me. And here is our destination. Hey, there's Jack. Swarson came through for us, eh? Now, where do we got here? This one looks a charmer. Sodden move, I told you. I'm pegged like grandma apples quicker than you. Miserable sacks of shit. Or maybe you need another thrashing, is that it? You already forgot what happens when you try me generous patience? I'm sorry, please, no more beatings. We walked as fast as we could, but we need food, water. So, it's pirates in dark blue and villagers in regular clothing. Then get in the boat and shut your traps. You'll get fed when we reach the other side. The other side? Where are you taking us? Are you challenging me or just plain daft? I told you to keep your bleating mouth shut. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to. Leviathan, Scaly Arsh, sweeping again. Listen, we're headed to Aleport, alright? That's where me and my shipmates gather to take stock of the merchandise and decide who gets sold where. You see, some buyers want only lads, while the others are looking for lasses. As long as we keep the rich bastards happy, we make more coin than we ever did scrapping with the Empire's war galleys. Not that you care about that, I suppose. What matters to you is that you'll be loaded onto the Jolly Merchantman, sailed off to God's knows where, and Limps will be a distant memory. So if I were you, I'd fill that empty belly with one last big gobful of sweet Lenoskan sea breeze. Gah-ha-ha-ha. I'm sore tempted to put a blade twixt his eyes here and now, but that won't get the job done. No, we'll let him guide us to his mates in Aleport, then we'll mill the whole bloody lot of them. The Jolly Merchants will get their due. Don't you worry about that. They've gone. We'd best hurry to Aleport. Unless you've a quicker way, there's a ferry what leaves from Candlekeep Quay. I'll meet you across the water, lad. Oh yeah, didn't I get some gear? I guess I didn't. There's the skipper. Airport, 40 gil. Rakai, the Jolly Merchant's Cove is filled with his captives. Seems they've taken a room under an alias. Hiding their operation in plain sight. Bold as brass, aye, but it's an old slaver's trick. See, even if some call recognizes the merchandise, only a single handler gets boned. The rest of the crew just whistles, all innocent-like, while their mate is marched off to cry cockles. And you can bet they've threatened bloody murder to any prisoner what raises a hue and cry. Patience now, Colt. We'll just wait until we're sure that all the blackguards have arrived. Meanwhile, you best sharpen your stabbers. We have a busy night ahead of us. Ready for the job, then? Once the Jolly Merchants are all here, we'll ambush the sods and set their captives free. That ought to be long enough. We'll just have to hope there aren't any stragglers. Listen closely now, Colt. The merchants are disguised as plain old adventurers and have settled themselves in 3 separate rooms here in Aleport. How do we whittle which coves are the merchants? Easy. Take a look at the daddles of the bingo swollen cull over yonder. Point. He's wearing lavender gloves, the exact same type what that nasty sod at the Salt Strand had on. That'll be how they find each other in a crowd. Lavender gloves. Ugh. Of course, it's also how I whittled where each of the bastards is staying. Just snooch the hopeless glazes of the company they keep, and you can be sure you found your mark. So here's the job. We hit all 3 common rooms, mill the merchants, quick and dirty like, get those captives with bleeding lives back, alright? Oi, the storeroom door's been forced open. Some thieving sod's been at the ale. Well, they can't have gotten far. Better get the lads and do a sweep of the port. Yellow jackets. Was that Merchant Cove gulping pilfered ale? You'd think they'd be doing their best not to draw attention to themselves, all things considered. Bloody oafs. And now we've got a swarm of yellow jackets buzzing around looking for blood if they spot us wandering around the Darkmans. I have a feeling they'll axe first and ask questions later. It'd be best then if the patrols never even knew we was here. We'll slip as sneaky as we can into each of the common rooms and use them telltale lavender gloves to identify our marks. There's innocent coals in there as well, mind, so let's not try to stab any as don't deserve it, eh? I'm thinking we should head out one at a time to better avoid them yellow jackets, so I'll let you take the lead. After you, Rakai. Can't let the yellow jackets see us. So now we're in a building. We look for... There he is. That's easy enough. You go into each of the buildings, you find the lavender gloves, and you stab the bastards. Which I am more than capable of doing. Oh, there's one. Hey, we rescued a Lalafell. I'm free? Oh, are there more in here? Well, I'll be jigged. And I'm guessing they're... Yep, there's 2 more. Stab. There's the 2 of them. Oh, thank you, thank you. He bows. I'm free? That looks to be the last of them, and you didn't even need my help. Back into the shadows, lad. And off to the merchant, and hands off the merchandise. Ain't no one cuts into our profits. God, where these coves spring tongue. Get to stabbing, Burkai. Guys, if you're not even gonna try, come on. I've just finished reading the report. In addition to liberating those unfortunate Lamentsand citizens, you've done much to cripple the Jolly Merchant's slaving operation. Thank you. The Admiral should be most pleased. Not a bad night's work, eh, Burkai? The Maelstrom will be taking care of the poor coals we freed, and I made sure none of the merchants we downed are likely to get up again. As for the Jolly Merchantman, well, her crew can expect a visit from the Admiral's finest galleys, and it won't be for tea and crumpets on the poop deck. Right, me natty lad, our part in this is done. Time to head back to the sisters. Excuse me, are you the one who freed us? Ah, was there something else we could do for you, miss? The Maelstrom swads will take you home if that's what you're worried about. Oh no, I know, I just wanted to thank you. It's the kitty girl with the mousy brown hair. If I may, there was one other thing I wish to tell you. Moments before you rescued me, that dreadful pirate was muttering into his cups. It was something about another raiding party hadn't yet made it back. Beg pardon? It seems they've been hunting for slaves in western Lanoska, and being so close to Aleport, our captor assumed they were out rounding up Shadow with the last bell. I just couldn't bear the thought of anyone else suffering as I have. Please, is there naught you can do? There certainly is, miss. You just get yourself safely home and leave this stray pack of jackals to us. I'll pray for your success. Thank you again. So much for savoring a victory pint. I'll send word of this development to the Underfoot and the Stray. We've got some well-earned trade for the last of the Jolly Merchants. By the by, how's your throwing arm, Burkai? I think it's time I learned you how to fling a proper blade. When you're out in wide open rough-ones, you find the need to sling a cove from a distance. And I'm sure a canny lad like yourself will figure out all sorts of uses for a well-thrown dagger. Just keep it in mind for when we hunt down the rest of them slavers. We learned throwing dagger. Oh great, now he's out here in Aleport. Cool. I'm gonna be right back, I need to go check something. Alright. So let's talk to Jack again and get our level 15 quest. Wait, level 15 quest? Huh. Thought we already did our level 15 quest. We did do our level 15 quest. Jack is determined to track down the remnants of the Jolly Merchants. Those last few Jolly Merchant bastards must be camped around somewhere in western Lanoska, and if I were a black-blooded guild-grubbing slaver, where would I be hiding? There's not but the west of the Sahagan pools. Even those bollocks for brains pirates know better than to trespass on fishback territory, and they won't want a chance running into patrols near Aleport, so that just leaves east. The flock? Aye, they'll likely be nestled down in the ruins out there among the dodos. That's where we'll try to pick up their trail. You head on over and snitch the place while I send word to the sisters in the Maelstrom. Alright. After I finish the level... the rogue quests, I will be going for a long walk. So we go around the pass. Beggarly boy. Oh, there's a bunch of them there. Beggarly woman. Thank you for freeing us. We've been tied up here since those awful pirates snatched us from our beds. Those are some interesting looking dodos you got there, Burkai. No sign of the merchants, though, eh? What if they're the merchants? Their leader mentioned heading over to Aleport. He said something about there being no signal, and that was a signal that something was wrong. They just left us hobbled here like lambs for the market. One of them japed about keeping the meat unsullied in case there was trouble. Pray let us flee this place before they return. Japed? And who are you to just sidle in and let's set loose our hard-won prizes, huh? The captain's a little black-skinned Lalafell with a beard. Jolly merchant loadsman. 'Twas the damnedest thing. We'd half a crew lodged in Aleport, not a one of them survived the night. Done in by a couple of sneaky curs what favored the short blades, they say. I'm supposing that was you two. Seems you have bone to pick with our choice of trade. I can't say as I've much use for slavers, except as a place to bury me knives. Oh, and I wouldn't bother yourself waiting on your ship to come back, neither. The jolly merchants are done for. Hee hee, you might have the right of it, lad. It's a fucking black-skinned, black-haired Lalafell pirate with black, outfit and then the lavender gloves, and he's got an eye patch. But then you wouldn't know the kind of coin 3 healthy slaves like them ones will bring us. I'll have a new ship and a new crew before a single moon has passed. You hear that, chattel? You're each worth a shining bloody fortune, and you've me to thank for helping you learn your true worth. Ignore this bleating sod. In fact, why don't you step back a ways? These coves are about to learn the consequences of breaking the code, and the discussion is like to get messy. Did you not think we'd come for you? You try to stifle your victim's screams in the darkmans, but those shadows are always listening. Kill his fucking other people. Oh, a healer. A barber. Always more of them. Why would I throw my daggers at the fucking birds when I can just stab them in the buttocks? More burbs. They really do have a nasty sting. There we go. Fucking burbs. We got him before Vicab and Underfoot showed up. That's a fine pile of corns. There's not for us to do. No scraps for latecomers, and the Colt and me had a hunger. That was a fucking fight. I almost died. Thank you. I shudder to think what horrid fate awaited us had you not helped us to escape. I knew someone would come. You're just like the heroes in the stories. They always arrive at the perfect time and triumph over the villains. Do you think I could be a hero like you? I know I could be brave and strong too. I just know it. You don't want to be like me, lad. He gets down on his knees. Listen now, me and those coves there, we're the ones what the scary folk are afraid of, and that's because we keep the rules for the world they live in. We don't much care if you shirk your chores or get into fights. But if you ever break the code and betray your mates, that's when we'll come after you, no matter how far you run or how well you hide. He has a big old fucking open mouth. Huh? Kind of thing. Live your life like the hero you want to be, though, and you'll never need to worry about that. They shrug. Underfoot and, the stray. Ah, you two can stubble it and all. Oh, God in heaven, there's the Lalafell. And she's got a Makode with her and a Rogadin. I assume you are the citizens who were abducted by the Jolly Merchants? I am Captain Malala of the Yellow Jackets. Maelstrom Command has entrusted me with conducting you to safety. It's alright, lad. These folks will take good care of you. Go on, you best not get left behind. I'll bet she's a fucking pirate. I bet they just got snatched again. Was there aught else, Captain? Word on her new job? She's got a pirate hat on. A job for me? For you? How patently absurd. Why, I'd rather hire a sewer rat to mind my larder. Was it during one of your jobs that you turned Aleport into a slaughterhouse? What dark age is this that we must employ assassins to enforce the law? It is this continued dalliance with Underworld's miscreants such as you that prevents Limsa from ever fully expunging the stain of piratical infection. Look at these weapons you bear. A civilized person uses such implements to carve meat or peel fruit and leaves them at table where they belong. Do you perhaps clench them twixt your teeth as you swing over rails like the pirates you hunt? Our fair city has no place for those who refuse to abandon the brutish ways of the past. The only champion of... Jesus Christ, she's got a fucking gun! The only champions of justice this nation requires are the valiant and forthright soldiers of the Yellow Jackets. Jack, what the bloody hell does this Cole want with us? I've not the foggiest idea, love. Just smile and nod. I've not come here to be patronized. I've come to put a decisive end to piracy in all its forms. Consider this visit a gauntlet thrown to the collective feet of the Rogues Guild. She thinks. Heed well my words, but just before dawn this very morning, a Maelstrom vessel stocked with provisions was boarded and looted by pirates. Much of the cargo was stolen, and that is vexing indeed, but it is the theft of 3 items in particular, 3 unique treasures of nigh incalculable worth, that most distresses my martial colleagues. As for the brigands, they made well their escape, disappearing into the dawn's mist along with their precious plunder. A rum tale. What's it to do with us? I challenge you, a contest to reclaim these stolen treasures. Should my Yellow Jackets and I succeed in retrieving the greater share, I shall formally propose the abolition of the Rogues Guild. Upon review of our achievements, the Admiral will surely concede that your unscrupulous institution has outlived its usefulness. I'll blow it out your waddle. I've better ways to spend me time. Oh, do you now? This incident constitutes a theft against the nation of Limsa. Does that not violate your beloved code? She had a big old grin on her face. She has red eyes. Jesus Christ. If I'm not mistaken, you've no choice but to rise to the occasion, unless, of course, you mean to slink back to your hole and abandon the fundamental precepts of your duty. All right, you screeching shrew. You made your bloody point, and you'll be sorry you did, I promise you that. Your paltry promises amount to naught in the face of my conviction. I shall not rest until Limsa is free of every last buccaneer, scoundrel, and shadow-dwelling ne'er-do-well. Damn, bitch. What now, Jack? For right now, we head back to the sisters. And we just standing there. And back to Limsa for us. All you had to do was leave us alone. For a wee lass, that Malala's got some bollocks, and it seems she's well done with aught what whiffs of pirate stock. If I don't take kindly to Cole's pulling me strings, but the shrew is right. The code's been broken and we've a job to do. From the sounds of it, though, them coves know what they were about when they cloyed them treasures. I'll need you at your best. It's time you learn the art of mugging. Rough up a Cole in just the right way, and he'll give up more than what you get if you just plain knocked him on his ass. Me and the lads will be busy whittling the story on them bitten baubles, so you're free to head out and sharpen your skill. Might even be as you'll pocket some extra blunt while you're at it, eh? Delivers an attack with a potency. Additional effect increases target damage taken by 5%. Additional increases the chance of additional items being dropped by target if mug is dealt before or as the finishing blow. Cool. We'll use that as a cue. Oh, shit. Gotta return this to inventory. And now we talk to him. I'm practicing your dance steps for Kai because we're about ready to run rings around Captain Malala and her swads. The Yellow Jackets have been pressing their investigation into the treasures what was cloyed from the Maelstrom tub. But as you know, we've got our own network of codes that don't miss naught from the goings down around town. As for the sharp end of the job, it'll be you, me, Underfoot, and the Stray. Let's get down to business, eh? Okay. Cab's late to the feast, so I'll just make sure we're all on the same page for the now. When we get down to it, we have 2 goals for the job. Bite back them 3 treasures and mill the coves what cloyed them in the first place. You can be sure the Yellow Jackets sure will be doing her damnedest to beat us to the marks, and seeing as the fate of the guild is at stake, we'd best not drag our do-beaters on this one. I say we grapple them baubles before she's even lifted anchor and give her a proper reason to rage against us rogues. You seem awful keen on this contest all of a sudden, Jack. Aye, well, here's the thing. I sent me a grievance to the Thalassocracy regarding the Shrew's challenge, but them paper shufflers don't care a whit as long as one of us gets the job done. So I figured I'd sail with the wind rather than against it. Besides, we wouldn't want to shirk our duties and force poor Captain Malala to blunder about in the scary Darkmans now, would we? How very gentlemanly of you. Well, them's the cards what we've been dealt, ain't they? Now stows your quips and let's hear what you've learned about them bloody treasures already. Aye, the treasures. According to the manifest of that Maelstrom vessel, we're looking to bite back the Cerulean Star, the Silver Sorrows, and something called the Black Sarcophagus. Aside from the fancy names, I was able to whittle a few more details. The Cerulean Star, for starters, is a big old blue diamond which shines like, well, like a star, I suppose. Then we got the Silver Sorrows, a pair of earrings which once grazed the wattles of the Sultana of Ul'dah. Then there's a tail there, but one that doesn't concern us at present. Lastly, the Black Sarcophagus thing, I'm afraid that one remained a mystery no matter how much I poked and prodded. In any case, all 3 of these trinkets were recorded as spoils from official privateering raids. Now, as you know, a pirate will usually sell his plunder through a reliable fence. Sometimes, though, holding an auction is the only way to offload goods, which is too extravagant or just too rare for the average Cole to deal in. 3 wondrous treasures fell into an auction-only category. When the bidding began in Aleport, the Thalassocracy weighed in with its ample purse, made some unmatchable offers, and organized a tub for the merchandise to be shipped back to Limsa. And that's when our marks swooped in and picked their transport clean. I had a few words with them Maelstrom sailors to survive the attack, and they pointed the finger at the grinning curs. Problem is, not one Cole's seen hide nor hair of the curs, not to mention their bloody ship since the raid. Puff. Sorry I'm late, Jack Puff, but you'll want to hear this. Hey, it's the Stray. Some of the cargo that was cloyed from that transport was just found during a routine inspection at the Lithogran's checkpoint. A Thogran? Have the Curs made landfall then? And what are the treasures? Any mention of them? Not that I've heard, but the jackets ain't done shaking out all the boxes yet. And we better get eyes out there quick like. Berkai Underfoot, you're fresh for a run, ain't ya? Nod. Come on, Colt, I'll race you out to the checkpoint. A Thogran is... Oh, wait, we can just take a boat to the airport. Wait a minute. Son of a bitch. Thogran is between Middle and Lower Lenoska. I was completely wrong where I was. Oh well. Now we go out of Summerford. Good lord. Got a 2-minute cooldown. Oof. Missed that when I was looking at it. So now we gotta go to the south. All this running around. I won our race. You owe me a pint, Berkai. Japes aside, though. It looks like the Vikeb's right about the cargo. From what I've been able to catch from them swads at the gate, it seems a peddler was boned for carrying goods that was known to be aboard that transport. They carted the poor sod away and changed, but the cargo itself is still there. I saw a pair of jackets carrying boxes up that wooden ramp. We need to know what's in them crates. I get the feeling they won't open their gams for the sake of asking, though. Not while this fool's challenge is going on. Do you think you could skulk over there and see if they found them treasures yet? I don't right know what I'm looking for. Oh, there it is. How in God's name do I get up there? Sake, it's on the other side. Oh, there's the stairs. Two Yellow Jacket soldiers are inspecting the cargo. Approach them while cloaked and attempt to listen in. The Yellow Jackets are discussing the contents of the crates. This is all junk. No diamond, no earrings, and no bloody black sarcophagus. Looks like they'll have to lean hard on that skinny peddler if we're to find them treasures. The sergeant says the merchant's still pleading ignorance. Claims he was hired to carry the goods through the checkpoint and nothing else. What a pile of pugil shite. I'm guessing the captain and the pirates have split the cargo and are trying their luck at every checkpoint. Captain Malala has already given orders to double the guard and inspect every cart and wagon what comes through. So they found not a value, eh? Bean, thought we'd lost our contest before we'd even properly started. But be that as it may, something don't add up here. Why would you order a cull to carry the gold goods through the checkpoint? No smugglers. That daft, surely. Which tells me that she's the thief. And even if by some miracle of the gods you squirm through Lothogran without raising a fuss, why would you risk taking merchandise back to the city what you cloyed it from? Now, there's a bigger picture here, and we need to take a step back to see it. Assuming the Curs hired this peddler to do their dirty work, there'll be someone in the shadows who's brokered the deal, and I just happen to know a cove that makes it his business to oversee these kind of shady arrangements. The thing is, the black marketeer bloke changes his haunts depending on how the breeze blows, quite literally. In fact, I seem to recall the Navigator's Veil being shifted by a westerly this morning, so that'd put him... Tiller's Rest, nice and close. Why don't we go ask him a few questions before we head back to the guild? I know where Tiller's Rest is. It's a little north of Summerford, which I really should teleport to, but I just... I don't want to waste my money. Even though I've got 358,000 gil, which sounds like a lot, but it really isn't. It's about a tenth of what I planned to pay Denon for getting me that fucking hairstyle. Let me see, if I leave it 4, 5, 6, 7, 10, okay. If I leave it 4, that gives me 6 hours to get through 6 laps. And considering I did 4 laps in 3 hours, yes. Oh, damn it, I wasted a sprint. I pride myself on my memory for faces, but yours is unknown to me. Are you an earnest customer or an inquisitive annoyance? I must be sure of your intentions. He turns. Can't even see what the fucking mug is. But oh well. Gahaha, the dance is old, but the name is new. Put away your daggers, rogue. I have peddled my wares to your kind since the upright thieves stalked the night. Speak, what would you have of this humble merchant? Still tormenting the cults, eh, Granddad? We come for information on a smuggling job. There was this peddler who was caught in the Lothogran checkpoint moving merchandise for the grinning Curs. Pleaded innocence even when he had the screws put to him. You wouldn't know aught about that deal, would you? Every last sordid detail, not a single grain of soul and stand passes through the shadows without my knowledge. The dude's hooded. I can't see a fucking thing about him. But such prickly wisdom lodges tightly in one throat. What have you brought to ease the pain of its passage? Spare me the theatrics, Granddad. Here's your usual purse. The sum is paid, the deal is made. May my answer sate your fickle hunger. Your hapless peddler was indeed innocent. He was but a beast of burden, employed by associates of the grinning Curs, and likely knew naught of his freight's tainted nature. A pawn, if you will. A convenient decoy. There are those amongst my acquaintances who specialize in providing such services. Ah, that's what I thought. The Curs wanted that call to get caught, and now the Jackets have had a taste. They'll waste their time yapping on every shit pie that comes through their checkpoint. Meanwhile, the real treasures are hidden away in the Darkmans, along with the grinning Curs. Not the Darkmans, Master Rogue, the Mist. Aside from the traveling merchant, the Curs associates have spent coin on another piece for this little game. A navigator, one who has practiced in piloting a vessel through the Doxies Pole. The Doxies, the gods only knows how many ships have sailed into that fog soup and never come out again, and that's where you say the Curs have gone to ground? Now there's a trick what took some bollocks. Once their hunted tub was sitting dimber in the mist, though, it would have been easy to have these associates of theirs ferry the junk goods into Lanoska. Then the canny coves just needed to wait for the peddler to get boned and draw the gazes of the Yellow Jackets inland. We need to strike now. As soon as they learn the coast is clear, they're flee for open waters. A fair appraisal of events. Now that you know the location of your marks, however, it will not be so difficult to track them down. The Doxies Pole was once an impenetrable shroud, but ever since the calamity, the mists are less constant. Narrow your search to the heaviest banks and you will soon uncover those who wish to remain unseen. But now a warning, the mist can conceal other dangers besides the dogs you seek. A careless step may land you upon the chopping block. The chopping block? You can't mean... He looked surprised. Seems I found myself another lead to look into. You hurry on back to Jack and tell him what we learned so far. Okay. Back we go. So many fucking people. About time, lad. You were gone so long I almost sent the stray after you. What happened to Underfoot? So our marks and them bitten baubles are snug inside the Doxies Pole, eh? I'll not discount the old man's warning, but we may not have a better chance to crash the Curs and grabble them treasures. We'll board their ship right now. You, me, and Vakeb. I suppose we'll be needing ourselves a tub for this voyage. I've words with Swarmsit and see what the dry docks can spare us by way of a ship and a reliable crew. Get your kit together and meet us there. And the dry docks. It's still not fucking... It's still going. God damn. I'm kind of surprised the mods haven't closed that thread yet. It's almost 200 big. Alright, Berkai, I pulled in some favors and there's a crew that'll get us close enough to scamper aboard the Curs vessel. It'll be cramped up on that deck. If we try to mill the whole lot at once, we'll soon find ourselves up against the rail, so we go in quick and quiet and try to knock them off a few at a time. Well, Colt, are you eager to test your sea legs? Yes, I am. So now we're on a ship. A big ship. The same ship as all the other ships that have ever shipped a ship. Oh, good, we're pre-hidden. Right, no one's seen us so far. Let's get to work. I'll sink me Stabbers and the captain. The two back there are yours. Follow me, Berkai. Rogues all the bloody way out here? you found us, but they'll never find what's left of you. Oh, this motherfucker's got some health on him. Slippery bastards, let's see how quick you are. Open the cage, let the growler off his chain. Huh. It's a coral. Oh, that was one of the enemies. Oh, sure, he gets to do a spinny move, but we don't get to do the spinny move. Kill the kitty. Oop. God, I am. Jack, I found me one of them treasures. Unless there's another fist-sized blue diamond on board, it's got to be the Cerulean Star. As for them other two baubles, I've tossed the cabins and been through the old elm by elm, but there's nothing else here. Well, we'll just have to ask all sweet-like, won't we? Spit it out, Kuro. Where are you keeping the rest of your treasures? Ah, you think I'd spill me guts to the like as you, rogue? Ooh, it's a blonde-haired human. With red highlights. Maybe you wouldn't at that, but what about this partner you're working with? How would you? We don't need to know, partner. So you're telling me this was all your own idea? You woke up one day and decided to detect a maelstrom transport right off the coast of Aleport, then disappear into the love and embrace of the Doxies Pole? Not exactly your style, is it? The Grinning Curs are too bleeding famous for being the crew that turned their snouts up at privateering in favor of keeping to the old ways. You only escaped the Yellow Jackets' grip this long by crawling on your bellies and snatching scraps that fell from the table. You ain't the type to sink your teeth into a Navy-owned vessel, no matter the prize. Aye, well, maybe there ain't no profit in being cautious no more. The age of pirates is swift coming to an end. Merlwyb won't be stopped, not by a piddling little crew like mine. That's why we've thrown our lot in with the executioners. That blue rock was just our share of the loot, the scraps from the table, like you said. If you want them other trinkets, you'll have to take it up with our new mates. One job at a time, lad. First we need to get these stinking coves and tubs back to the docks. The bloody executioners. Them again! So now they're tied up at the docks. Putting aside the issue of who gave the orders, there's no doubt these were the coves as raided the Maelstrom ship. Now for a punishment what fits the crime. Oh, you again. I was informed that a certain well-known pirate ship was spotted weighing anchor at Morby Dry Docks. I assume this was your work? Ah, you missed all the excitement, Captain, but never you mind. The Cerulean Star is back and bobbing our sneaky little fambles. Humph. And these must be the Grinning Curs. Degenerate fiends, how dare you ply your filthy trade in Lamenson waters? How many innocent sailors were massacred that you might sate your vile avarice? Every one of your kind ought to be lined up and shot. A musket ball is the only answer for this rampant display of lawlessness. And then she pulled out her gun! Wait. Do you mean to just execute him here on the bloody docks? At least take him into custody. Handing him over to you for lawful punishment will satisfy the demands of the code just as well. We already got the answer to our question, so feel free to take him away. Do not presume to give me orders, rogue. You only managed to capture these villains and their ill-gotten treasure by employing unsavory and unconscionable means, while you've not more than pirates yourselves. Those bastards ain't worth a true pirate's spit. The upright thieves were formed to protect us from ourselves. Now they're just hunting dogs for the Admiral. Merlwyb yanks the leash and another buccaneer disappears. You rogues are traitor to your own kind. If it hadn't been for you... Aye, go on then. Blame me in the code for your own failure. You know what you was about when you defied the code. You knew that we'd be after you. We're done here. There's still 2 treasures left, Rogue, and I mean to claim them both. I'd reconsider this contest of yours, Captain. Turns out the fish we're trying to hook is a shark, and it might just swallow you whole. Especially as small as she is. And then she pulled out her gun! That fucking gun of hers, I swear. Fisherman's Guild. Wonder how warm it is. Oh, 76, that's not bad. I have 81. I can rock with that. Keen work on that ship, Berkai. First blood is ours. How'd you take to fight in the sea? There are few that can drop an opponent as quick as a rogue, but mind you don't exhaust yourself just flailing your blades at the tougher coves. And that goes double for when you've mates on your flanks. If you notice yourself starting to flag, there's not wrong with pulling back from time to time and staggering your attacks with each other to keep the pressure on. I've said it afore, Colt, but I need you sharp enough to carve steel for what's to come. I'm afraid this will be more of a challenge than even what that little shrew is bargaining for. That's assuming the Kurds wasn't lying about the executioners, and the executioners are who I bloody think they are. Twixt you and me, though, I'm hoping the name is just some laughable coincidence. Oh there, Berkai, we've got a rough job ahead of us, and that's a fact. Matters are tangled enough at what with that Milala Mort snapping at our heels, but we still managed to grapple that first trinket without too much fuss. Fighting back them other 2 treasures, that'll be a different story. Once the stray gets here, I'll explain what, or more to the point, who we're up against. Alright, we've 2 baubles left on the list. The Silver Sorrows and the Black Sarcophagus. Let's see where we're at. Oi, where's Perimu gone to? Underfoot, he's still looking to whittle the tail behind that bleeding sarcophagus. We'll not be clawing that stickler until we have at least an inkling as to what the bloody thing looks like. Treasures aside, I've been doing some digging on my own of these executioner allies, the Grin and Cur, and I'm afraid the name weren't no coincidence. Berkai, you've heard of the bloody executioners, I hope. It seems them curs were feeding from the famble of one of the nation's greatest pirate powers. This ain't no ordinary crew of cutthroats, lad. Within Limsa Lominsa, the bloody executioners wield a power and influence second only to the Admiral. They were none too fond of Merlwyb order prohibition on piracy, and it was only the overwhelming threat posed by the Garlean Empire would eventually convince them to play nice for the Thalassocracy. Pirates ain't one to play nice for long. Now that Hilfir ain't around to helm the ship, the solidarity of the bloody executioners has begun to show cracks. All the strongest captains and lieutenants have begun to form their own factions and are scrabbling to claim the top chair for themselves. Of course, not one bloody cove can agree with another on which way the executioners ought to sail. Among those new factions is a group that is pushing to break free of the Admiral's grip completely. Turns out these reformists, as they call themselves, was the ones who took the Grin and Curs under their wing. Which means they've got possession of the last 2 treasures we've yet to cloy. Rumors around town say that even for executioner, these coves are bloody ruthless and not to be crossed. We should sit this one out, Jack. Piss on Milala's contest. It ain't worth this kind of grief. We'd be inviting the wrath of a crew so large and dangerous that even the Admiral ain't keen on coming to blows with them if they ever came after us. Large or small, it don't much matter. They broke the code when they hit that maelstrom tub. Aye, the Grin and Curs are paying for that crime, but we'd be poor sodden excuses for rogues if we let the real culprit carry on unpunished. I mean to see this job to the end, and that means biting back them treasures and handing out proper justice as them as deserve it. But Jack... Listen, with all the infighting going on at present, us stabbing a short blade into one faction's toe ain't like to bring the whole executioner crew down on our heads. Besides, them reformist buggers are so far split from the main mob that they've been avoiding the city altogether. Now it's about time we got to work. Berkai, you're to track down our black market contact. I set him to looking into the Kur's new allies a while back, so he should have some answers for us by now. The veil was lifted by a southerly this morning. That'll put the old man in his haunt in Lower Lenoska. Here, take this sack of blunt and pay a visit to the House of Styx. That's Kobold territory, if you didn't know. The old man bribes him with ore and hires the biggest and meanest sods as bodyguards. Just be ready for your approach to be challenged. Yes. Oh, sure. Oh, Jesus. Alright, I know where we should go. What's up, buddy? Chip's giving me a look, so I will be right back. Alright, I'm back. Oh shit, we're almost up to 2 hours. Defeat the... Oh, yeah. Going out Middle Lanoska to go to the southern part, or to go to the northern part of Lower Lanoska. If I had to guess what the closest way to describe what Mug looked like. Yeah, it's a stab and grab. Stabs with one hand, grabs with the other. So once we get done here, I'll be able to just go. And what a go it's gonna be. 6 laps all at once. That's definitely going to push me to my limits, which I don't have a problem with as such, because I need to be pushed to my limits in terms of exercise, otherwise I won't get stronger. I won't keep losing weight, so... In hindsight, I probably should have saved this for tomorrow. But whatever. We'll do Thaumaturge, Pugilist, and Gladiator at some point. Damn, there actually is a House of Styx up here. There we go. Welcome to the House of Styx, young rogue. You must excuse my hireling's enthusiasm for greeting visitors. Now, have you any cumbersome baggage of which I might relieve you before we begin our conversation in earnest? Yahaha, Wheeze. A heavy burden for one of your tender years to bear, but its weight has balanced the scales. The sum is paid, the deal is made. Let us speak of these reformists. This faction that so wronged the code now seeks to peddle one of its stolen treasures, the earrings better known as the Silver Sorrows. The deal, it is said, is set to take place at Costa del Sol. The buyer, a moneyed merchant from the golden sands of Ul'dah. The earrings will be out in the open, vulnerable. I would target the moment of transaction were I so inclined, as the gentleman up there by the cabin appears to be, for he purchased the selfsame information. Though he attempts to disguise his identity, the stench of a soldier yet lingers. I know not where such as he came to learn of my existence, but I suspect he works for a certain yellow-coated captain. Yahaha, brave she is, but foolish. Stumble blindly into the underworld, and your groping hands will not save you from the holes at your feet. Sudden shall be her fall. So off we fuck to Jack at the Rogues Guild. And then we go to the other place. Bro, you're killing me this shit. Back and forth and back. Same as the other class quests. I'm most curious what the Ul'Dan ones are, because I haven't seen those. I hadn't seen the Gridanian ones either, but these ones I've seen before. At least to some degree. I think I did the level 10 Rogues quest before, and the level 5 Arcanist quests. I love seeing all this new shit. Welcome back, Berkai. What information did the old man have on them reformists? Looking to underload the mirrorings, are they? Ah, to an Ul'Dan, no less. Can't say I'm surprised to hear the buyers from out of town. You won't find many Laminsans willing to melt coin on aught them cobes are selling. Only the daftest of sods go funding them as means to pull down the Admiral. Hey, one of Malala's lackeys arrived at the house before you. How did they know to bar them? Hers we captured must have cackled during the shrew's interrogations. We'll have to assume the Yellow Jackets know what we know, and that means we'd best get our asses to Costa del Sol right bleeding now. I'll handle this one, Jack. You and Berkai can wait here for Paramu. That's, the Stray. Oi, Vicab, what the hell is she playing at? After her, lad. She knows this ain't a solo job. So now we go to Costa. Fucking Derek. Off we go to Costa del Sol. Oh, it's right over there, okay. Told you, way of the guild. I don't need wait. It might be as I could use an extra cove in the shadows after all. Jack has his mind set on punishing the executioners. Me, I just want to skulk in, cloy them silver bits, and skulk out. I reckon if I could manage that with no one the wiser, then they wouldn't know who to come after. Finish the job without drawing me daggers, you know? It ain't exactly true to the code, but the shield of Underworld Donner won't stop them bloody killers from cutting me mates' throats and setting the sisters a glimmer. The guild's the only place would offer to take in a pirate stray like me, and I'll not see it burned to the ground. Deal's about to start. Say the word when you're keen to head in. Alright, here's what we know. The rich merchant who's come over from Costa del Sol is some old mate of Master Gigiruju. Polis owns Costa del Sol. Gigiruju's taken his guards and danced and dells and pranced off down to the beach someplace, giving over the use of the entire resort to this friend. Seems she didn't want an audience for her bargain with the reformists, which, as it happens, works out well for us. We'll wait till they're busy haggling over the price, then snatch the sorrows and hop the twig before they realize aught's amiss. Sound like a plan? Okay, so off we fuck. Sorry, we're having a guys chat off to the side. And I can't really divulge info. So we're sneaking in. There, the players have arrived. The reformist coin counter and the Ul'Dan buyer is setting up on the southeast platform. The earrings ought to be nearby. Hang about. Who are all these other culls? The place was meant to be empty. I see some nasty-looking blokes in Ul'Dan garb, and are those Mehmets? Ah, that merchant brought along a whole bloody entourage. I've gone and got ahead of myself. I should have realized the job would never be that easy. We'll have to mill a few of them bodyguards first, I reckon. You don't want to fight through a forest of blades should you get caught sneaking about up on them narrow walkways. Jack, I thought I'd stow your excuses, love. I know full well what you were about. You start going soft on us, though, and it'll be like losing one of me arms. I can't take on those bloody executioners all by myself. Only because I got rogues like you and Underfoot and Barkai here, the guild can take the jobs it does. When our coves walk the shadows, it's the bleeding pirates would do the trembling. Fucking wrong. Remember that, Vicab. We ain't some two-guild robbers who'd piss their britches when their daddies are caught and daddles are caught in the honeypot. We're the knives and the darkmans. No bastard wants to go blade to blade the likes of us. I see you've not changed your mind then. You'll need all the stabbers you can get, and I promise mine will be there where you need them. Bean, now let's carve a path through the platform and bite back them earrings. Vicab, you hide yourself down by the docks in case the marks escape during the fighting. Off she fucks. Barkai, you and me'll split up and mill the guards as we go. It's them puppets as concern me most. I suggest you crash them little buggers before they can spring any rum fun. Creep in as close as you dare, then give them a good solid clop from behind. Hey, don't the most original strategy, but that don't make it any less lethal. Once you're done with the first group, slip into the shadows and move on to the next. Not to it, eh? I'll head over to the back while you start in from the front. Let's wrap this up before them jackets blunder in and scare off our marks. Fucking minutes. Oh yeah, those are some old Dawn sellswords. Highlander and Dunes folk. There's the other ones. Where? Tell me to get out of here. Nope, that ain't the right way. This is a private meeting. Remove those rats at once. Damn it, they keep healing themselves. Oh shit! I see what he means. Captain Jack with an E. Holy shit, that one's a proper fucking gladiator. There we go, got them all. Rogues, no one mentioned aught about rogues. Well, what in the hell do you think you're doing? I am conducting a business transaction on behalf of the Bloody Executioners. Do you understand what that means? Do you know what they'll do to you? I am all affrighted. Odd, then, that you're the one who's shaken. It don't much matter to me who you work for. Your bosses broke the code, and we're here to collect. Those would be the Silver Sorrows, then. I'm sure you paid a caravan of gold for those shiny baubles, but I doubt they're worth your life. Let's have them, then. Wait, damn you. You should know this personage is an extremely influential member of the East Aldnor Trading Company. Surely you've heard of it. If the threat of reprisal will not stay your hand, then consider the political ramifications of interfering with a foreign dignitary. The Admiral would not desire you to damage Limsa's relation with Old Ada. Yes, exactly. I am very highly placed in Uldan society. I have powerful friends who would not be pleased with you to mistreat me in any fashion. So the accountant is a little Dune spoke with an axe. He's a little blonde kid looking thing. And the wealthy Uldan Has red hair and gems and a monocle and sashes and all kinds of shit. And you must understand, the Silver Sorrows are a historical treasure, a gift once bestowed upon Sultana Nanasha al-Nasha by her champion. The earrings were later stolen from the royal vault, and we'd lost hope of ever recovering them. That I might so easily purchase them thus as a miracle. The return of these trinkets will be, or that is to say, the Sorrows must be returned to Ul'dah. Can you not look the other way for the sake of my nation's pride? You must think me some dull-witted thug. If this deal were being made on behalf of your country, then why are you sneaking about and consorting with pirates? An excellent point. One might doubt your quality of character were you to continue with these feeble fabrications. Oh, fuck off! But goddamn, Malala, you need only entrust those earrings to me, should you truly wish to see them returned to Ul'dah, that is. After all, 'twas to fulfill that very purpose that the Thalassocracy bid on the Sorrows in the first place. Bit late there, aren't you, Captain? I think you'll agree this round belongs to us. On the contrary, my dear scoundrel, I made the winning move the moment I knew we were dealing with a merchant of Ul'dah. I come bearing an official order of seizure authorized by the Admiral herself. You will not be harmed, but I must insist you cooperate with this reclamation of unlawfully obtained goods. Though Costa del Sol is private property, it nevertheless lies within state-governed territory. Come along quietly, and we need not inconvenience Master Gigaruju any further. She cries. He looks sad. These suspects will be taken into Yellow Jacket custody, and do not concern yourself with the Silver Sorrows. They'll be quite safe with me. I'll bet you she's the fucking thief. She's gotta be. Thou protesteth too much kind of shit. Boo. Boo, I say. We're getting hoodwinked, scallywagged, and otherwise fucked with. I'll not have it. Ah, the hills take that canary-colored harpy. We might as well have handed the things to her on a velvet cushion. I'll go find Underfoot and help him with his digging. There's still that last treasure out there, and you can be sure the reformers won't be giving it up without a fight. Ah, you do that. Bean luck to you, love. Ah, there you are. You left before events had truly been decided, and I thought you deserved to know the score. The Ul'Dah merchant has acquiesced to our request and surrendered the Silver Sorrows into our keeping. We've also apprehended the reformist's accountant and will be holding him for further questioning. Oh ho, Boner and an associate of the Bloody Executioners. You Yellow Jackets don't flinch from your duty, I'll give you that. And what's this I hear about you buying information, Captain? I thought you'd sooner die than associate with elements of the underworld. I will do what I must to stay ahead in this challenge, and that Marketeer's knowledge was vital to the case. 'Tis true I might find his practices distasteful, but he is no pirate. It's the fading era of piracy which I mean to consign to the history books, and that chapter will never fully be closed until every pirate-spawned relic, including you and your guild, becomes a thing of the past. Valiant and forthright, those are the words by which the Yellow Jackets live. It is the manner of which we protect Linsel and Mensa. I swore an oath on the graves of my sisters. No more shall the innocent suffer at the hands of these savage buccaneers, these unrepentant killers. And a grand oath it is. Me, I've got me fambles full just keeping the code intact. The code is a kind of oath, too, when you get down to it, and since I've sworn to uphold it, I've no intention of stepping aside and letting you trample all over me or my coves. In fact, you'd be better off giving in now before matters got proper serious. Just say you're sorry, admit defeat, and we'll leave it at that, eh? Your audacity knows no bounds. I am done wasting words. I shall reclaim that last treasure, and then I will look on victorious as your guild is dismantled brick by brick. Ah, that's the spirit, Captain. Just don't forget to keep an eye on them earrings. The city's crawling with rogues, you know. You can keep the Sorrows in a bloody lockbox in the Coral Tower, but look away for a moment, and one of me coves will bite them beauties right back. Come on, Berkai, it's back to the sisters for us. Bitch. Keep hitting the wrong fucking button. Oh, right. No. We can go back via boat. That'll be cheaper and quicker. Mensa. There we go. I like the Marauders quest better. It was a lot less bullshit. Well, after all that hard work, the shrew made off with the spoils. And as far as her damn contest goes, I suppose that makes us even. It'll be the last treasure, this black sarcophagus, that decides the victor. Whatever the reformists are doing to keep it bob, you can bet your grandmom's teeth there'll be some blade work needed before this job is done. Get yourself ready for a proper scrap, Berkai. Iron Pewjons. Return to inventory. Jack's rogues have new information on the final missing treasure. I was wondering when you'd show up, Berkai, but bugger me if you don't look ready to mill an entire crew of sods by yourself. And being that you are, because we've finally uncovered some hard facts about that last treasure. It won't be long before we play the riddling piece and put this daft challenge to bed. Alright, I've gathered the other codes for a meeting, so let's get down to it. It's another 2-part quest. At long bloody last, the black sarcophagus has given up its secrets. Underfoot, you have some news for us? Hi, Jack. I think half our troubles is whittling the truth away and calling this thing a treasure. The black sarcophagus ain't no dimber bauble. It's the Mark 51 Magitech mine, a bleeding prototype explosive that was bitten from an Imperial transport vessel. And even though it ain't that big, maybe the size of a small cargo box, they say the blast would have enough kick to incinerate a bloody behemoth. Seems the Garleans meant to start production at their factory in Lanoska, then distribute the mines through Castrum Maranium. Lucky some plucky privateer cloyed the prototype en route then. An experimental weapon, that explains why the Thalassocracy was so bleeding eager to bid at the auction and so reluctant to share the details with us. At least now we know the what, but there's still the question of the where. The Kurz delivered their bitten goods to the reformists, that much is certain. What happens to the sarcophagus after that, though, we ain't so sure. There have been no reports of huge explosions and the like, so either the executioners still have the mine or they peddled it to some other buyer. The reformist faction came together out of their shared hatred for the Admiral and her ways. I'm guessing they didn't cloy that bomb just to sell it. What is it, Lonnie? A letter for you, Jack. Says it's urgent. A letter? Who's it from? The old man. Found it while I was sorting through our daily deliveries. Oh god, she's gonna get it and try to blow up the Rogues Guild. Let's see now. Come to Thalios. I have urgent news. I've never known the old man to summon a customer. No one's seen him at his usual haunts for a while. Do you reckon this is some rum morsel he's dug up? Just for us? Aye, it could be. Berkai, you and me are headed to Thalios. Underfoot, Vikeb, you're to take another stab at pinning down the location of the sarcophagus. Off they fuck. Where the fuck is Thalios? Upper Lanoska. Oh, there it is. Okay. So we go to Camp Bronze Lake. Or we could go to Aleport. Nah, we'll go to Camp Bronze Lake. It's quicker. Now we go to the south. Oh yeah, Bronze Lake is a camp on the ruins on a place called Bronze Lake. Which is what's with all the water. We go off on this sideway. And there's a ramshackle bridge, very ramshackle. And we talk to this junkmonger. Wait. No. We go around the junkmonger. There's the ferry skipper. Fucking ratties. So we go around the ratties. This is where we went for our Arcanist quest, with the bones in the distance. Oh shit. There's some dead people. Bloody Executioner deckhands. Ruh-roh. Search the body. And there's a rat, too. A dead rat. A dead, Kern. Giggle, you're wasting your time, darling. We opened that Scrag's wrinkled throat bells ago. Oh, it's a female pirate. Okay. You cross the Bloody Executioners and you get what's coming to you. Red hair, blue bandana, brown outfit. Did you like our message? We wasn't sure you'd fall for it, but a little mystery goes a long way, eh? Oh, no, don't be like that, darling. Me and me mates don't have much choice. When the boss says go play with the rogues, we gotta go play with the rogues. After all, we never asked you to come ruin our game, now did we? Don't give me no long-winded speech about your precious code. The reformist vision stretches far beyond what them tired old rules is good for. Once Captain Aesbeer takes control of the executioners, he'll give us back the teeth we lost when we were submitted to the Admiral's leash. We'll be the terrors of the sea once more, free to rove and plunder in a new age of pirate glory. And I'll bathe in blood to see that age come to pass. I'll kick down your shite-stinking code and have your sneaky heads on the chopping block. Like hell as you will, the only sentence what's being passed today is yours. Hey, it's Jack! Oh, hello there, darling. Ain't you a fine-looking lad? I've heard all this prattle before. Feel free to pillage and plunder, is it? Aye, it all sounds grand, but you don't think of the price. That shite-stinking code is the only thing that keeps you bloody coves from milling one another. Without it, without Limsa Lominsa to call home, you'd be adrift in an ocean of quarrons. But if you're so keen to keep company with the dead, I'll be sodden happy to oblige. You was prettier with your gob shut, but I can see I'm out of me depth here. Much as I'd like to lop off your noggins, I ought to be satisfied with dragging the two of you out into the wilds. Kept you well out of the way, haven't I? Out with it, then. Yah! Ain't it obvious you stubborn scrags looking to swipe our new toy, eh? My job was to stall you. The captain has the mind with him right now. He's set to show the rest of the executioners that he's got the stones to sit in the leader's chair. And what better way to do that than executing the bitch what snapped the chains on our crew? He's targeting the Admiral herself. You're planning to blow up the command room, ain't you? Ah, you have me permission to panic. Of course, if you'd rather skewer clear of the city, I'd be glad to keep you company right here, sweet meat. Gaha. And off she fucked, apparently. There's Jack. Oh, and there she is. I thought she fucked off. We got this mad Mort at our mercy, but she seems to be enjoying herself. I'd better drag her back to the guild and see what other information she'll spill. I'll need you back in Limsa as well, but you'd business at the foremast, too. First, you should find Captain Milala at her post there. Forget about the sodden challenge and tell her everything we know. Unless me judgment's well off kilter, she'll do what needs to be done. Or she'll stab us in the back. She's laughing, is the bloody executioner. Why does she let him take her? Why doesn't she fight? Because she is weak. Alright. Wait. Where the fuck's the foremast? Oh, for God's sakes! Why the hell do I have to go there? That's so out of the way. Why do they keep sending me out of the way? I thought planning for 4 was a fucking... was giving myself too much time, not too little. So I've got to go to Summerford, I've got to go down the fucking mountain, and then I've got to go to this dock. I give them credit, they're good at fucking building up the suspense at least. This is a good and interesting quest, unlike the Lancers Guild. Before your trial, you will fight this man. Psych, there is no trial. Fuck off. I'm glad they're redoing that for 7-0. Why does it always get worse in July? Well, anyway... foremast. It's a bunch of yellow jackets, and there she is at her little post. Oh, you're one of Jack's rogues. You've come to steal the sorrows, have you? Well, you shan't have them. As you can see, they're safely clasped upon my very own... Huh? You're not here for the earrings? Why are they clasped upon her very own ears? The Admiral, you say, and you are sure these fiends are in possession of the sarcophagus? I must deploy more sentries at once. Do not think this voids our challenge, rogue, and you can relay as much to your impudent guildmaster. I suppose you can thank him for the warning as well. Now, speak to Jack the Rogues Guild. Back we go to fucking Lamensa. Like I have infinite amounts of money. Fucking Ron. Oh, lordy. So the jackets are on the move. Bean, I've been listening to that adult parrot cackle since I got her back to the sisters, but she's given us not what we didn't already know, and we know more than enough. I'd say we rally the rogues and go after that mine before it blows up in our mums. There's the last one. Let's see. If the leaders of the reformists, this Captain Eisbeer, is planning on milling the Admiral with a bang, then my guess is he'll be aiming to demolish the entire command room. You know the mizzenmast. Aye, the tower that holds the drowning wench, the bulwark hall, the Admiral's bridge, and her command room are right at the top of it. Then you've got the district which surrounds the mizzenmast. That's the busy, beating heart of the city. Even with the threat of attack, you can't just steal it up in the blink of an eye and call the whole thing Bob. Try to explain the dangers to the culls that live and work there, and you'd have a frightened stampede and mob on your fanbles. Nay, lad. Our only option is to have eyes snitching on every approach to the tower. I'll put the wind out to as many coves as I can and spread them through the streets. Your job will be to cover the aft castle. Just wait and see, Berkai. We'll get this Eisbeer and his little bomb, too. I did not expect that reference to show up there. They're very good. Very good localization team. Well played. I'm proud of you both. I'm proud of you all. Both. Proud of you all. Alright, castle. Alright. I'll be running around the fucking city, I'm betting. And I still bet it's that fucking bitch who's the queen of it all. Deep cover plant and shit. So it looks at the cove. There we are, keeping our eyes open. Well, one of our eyes open. The other one doesn't work. And it shows all the thieves looking around. Really, Vocab? You get to go to the Bismarck, you lucky bitch. And there's Jack. The fog picked a grand night to roll in thick. This'll make things interesting. Our presence on the streets is far too thin. Where are the reinforcements I ordered? Ah, that's Malala. My apologies, Captain. There just aren't any more soldiers to spare. The bulk of our forces have already been assigned to guard not only the Admiral, but a number of other high-ranking personnel as well. Unacceptable. What could Commodore Rayner be thinking? There are dangerous criminals stalking the city as we speak. Call in squads from the outpost if you must, but I want to see our security tightened and the populace properly protected. But Captain, we can't be certain the pirate's plan hasn't changed. Why the fuck is he wearing green goggles or yellow goggles? And the Rogadin's got super dark skin, the yellow jacket, the yellow goggles. He's got fucking blonde and brown dreadlocks. It's such a weird look. We can't, but we can't be certain the pirate's plan hasn't changed. If we consider the possibility they switch to a target outside the walls, it would be followed to weaken those defenses. Few major points, Sergeant. Return to your post. He salutes. Kinda and fucks off. Once all is lost, it is far too late to question what one should have done. Who the fuck are you? For me, it's March when shit hits the fan. For me, whether it's psychological or not. Now, so this Lalafell is very dark-skinned, has an axe and armor, but his head is showing. He's got white, pinkish hair. Pulls out his axe and swings. Damn, she almost shot him, but he hit her gun with his axe. Smirking Lalafell, I've been dying to meet you, lass. Aye, keen to set sight on the bold yellow belly what cost our crew a fortune in Oldon coin. Oh, it's that dickhead! You're an executioner, one of Eisbeer's men. Eisbeer's windward. You've strayed too far into a world you don't understand, lass. Your eyes is fixed on the lights of justice, leaving you blind to the chasm and opening up at your feet. Damn, I thought for sure she'd fucking... Ah, she got knocked out. She loses. At least they'll say you died with your boots on. Oh, God in heaven, there's more of them. That fucking smirk. The yellow belly won't be bothering us no more, Captain. As for the mine, the lads will have it primed in front of the wench by the time you get there. Good. Not long now before we drag that bitch Admiral, her pretty tower, and all her simpering curs down to the bottom of the sea. The captain's just a bald Rogadin with no hair, like none, and very white eyes, a very dark skin. Then I'll raise our flags on the ruin of the mizzenmast and lead our brethren in a return to the old ways of blood and plunder. Ebrius citizen. Shouldn't have that last bottle. Bottle's wife is gonna kill me. It's a drunken it's a drunken Rogadin. Hey, what's this then? Yeah, she's knocked out. I thought for sure she was gonna betray us. Oh, she came too. He looks all concerned. Drunk. Not after the command room. They mean to bring down the entire tower. If the mizzenmast falls, the bridges will follow. Half the city will... She reaches out her hand. Please, you must help me. The danger, far greater than we... Bloody hell, is this alive? Oh, no, I didn't see nothing. Didn't see nothing. He drops his bottle and runs away. Please, you must send word. So she's flat on her ass. Someone must be told. Hey, she's still got the earrings on. Somebody steal them, quick! I don't think she's as accepting of shit I say as you guys think. I just think she doesn't try shit with me because she knows. How did you... Oh, it's Jack. You showed up. Your valiant and forthright weapon. You could hear that single pistol shot from miles away. It weren't hard to guess what had happened. Hey, there we are. Hello, us. Hey, it's the rest of them, too. I poked the yellow jackets on my way over. A healer will be along shortly. Bean, that means we've one last thing to do. We've never been allies, but I beg of you. You must stop them. Save the city. Ah, lass, you know you don't need to ask. Taking down mad coves and biting back what was bitten is our job. She fall down. Alright, you all set then? Ready, Jack. Always. And we nod, because of course we do. Let's go cloy that sarcophagus and fit Eisber a new coffin. God damn, that was a big one. Defeat the reformists and prevent the explosion. Make for the mizzenmast and find... what's his nut? God damn it, there's too many of them. There we go. Fuck. Oh, Christ. many of them. I think their whole bloody crew is here. Yes, I agree. There's a fucking lot of them. At least we got our big level 3 spinny attack, jump spinny attack. Oh, there he is. You can't stop us now, Scrag. It's only 3 minutes till the show begins. What? That's it then? Find and smash them detonators. Berkai, mill all them detonators. We'll keep these codes busy. Find and destroy the detonators before the time runs out. Oh, there's one. Oh no, wait, that's the... So I don't know where these fucking things are. Oh. There's the there's one of them at least. There's one. There we go. It doesn't look like there's any other ones. So we're just wandering around, hoping to God. In 90 seconds. Yeah, we're fucked. There's a detonator. Seconds. Ah, there it is. Wait, yeah, there it is. Son of a bitch, that was close. Now we just have to defeat the reformists. The light on the mine went out. Berkai's disabled the sarcophagus. That's the bomb taken care of. Now these bastards get our full attention. Damn you rogues and your Swyvin code. I'll have your bloody heads for this. Uh-oh. You could have been a king among pirates. Well, now you're fucking dead. So there we go. Bomb defused. Oh, there she is. Bitch. Status report. The mine has been disabled and the engineer should have it safely removed. Our soldiers sustained some injuries in the battle with the reformists, but none were fatal. Also, the Admiral sends her sincerest gratitude. Look, there she is. That's Captain Milala, the hero of Limsa Lominsa. Yeah, all you did was get your ass kicked, bitch. Are you recovered from your wound, Captain? We heard how you nearly lost your life stopping that horde of pirates from blowing up the mizzenmast. 3 cheers for the Yellow Jackets. Our city'd be lost without you. Wait, that's not how it... Sergeant, what are the rogues? Did they survive the battle? I don't rightly know, Captain. All we found near the sarcophagus were reformists, either dead or strung from the rafters. alive, then. 'Twould seem we are deeply in their debt. Ah, Captain, might I have the silver sorrows from you now? We've been ordered to hand them over to the Commodore, along with the black sarcophagus. Why, of course, they're right. Ah, she got him yoinked. The earrings, I could have sworn I was still... He wouldn't have. He stole them from me while I lay dying. That cad. I knew he was not to be trusted. Keep an eye on them, indeed. I should have known. And then it pans around and away. And there we are, across the bridge. Are you sure about this, Jack? We should have cloyed the sarcophagus as well. Yeah, I think she's earned it, don't you? If it bothers you that much, think of it as a trade. Giggle, if you ask me, they look a bit daft. Ah, he's wearing them like a fruit. Well, I didn't ask you. So the jackets ended up with the mine, and we got the diamonds and the earrings, which means victories belong to the Rogues Guild. You think Malala will leave it at that, then? I get the feeling we ain't done with her yet. I'd say we're done with her challenge, but you never know when our paths will cross again. We'll just have to see what Limsa's underbelly spits up next. Aye, this city ain't ever quiet for long. Well, it's been a pleasure working with you, Burkai. If I ever need a trusty pair of stabbers by my side, I know who to ask. By Underfoot. I'm off as well. Bloody starving I am. Don't forget to yaffle a bite when you can, eh, Burkai? Cat, I swear. We'd best head back to the sisters, too, before the shrew decides she'd rather hear us cry cockles. What does this shit mean? Being worked, Burkai. Be seeing you soon. Things. Oh yeah, gotta talk to him. Oh there, Burkai. It'll be nice to finally have a bit of rest, eh? The job never ends, but even a dimber-damber like myself needs to breathe every now and again. And your venturing mates must be wondering where you got to. That was a proper long assignment, but I'm glad you decided to see it through. You've proven to be a stalwart protector to the code, even if this ain't truly your world. When you walk back to the Lightmans, you'll have to find your own code to uphold. And when you do, you'll have the skills you learned in the shadows to help you defend it. Nod. That's more than enough prattle out of me. Your tribals might take you far and wide, Burkai, but you know you're always welcome here at the Sisters. Hey, we almost got to level 31. Whoops. Not mean to do that. Steel knives, return to inventory, sort. Alright, there we go. Next is Thaumaturge. We will do that at some point. I hope you all enjoyed this. I have been Blind Ryan, and I have a long walk to go on. I'll see you all next time.